It just says tune in for all brand new live Cryptic Heartland podcast streaming from 7 to 9. Let me check here and see. On Twitch, it says it's live. Oh, Lord. Shh, guys. Eric, they can't see you laying on the floor like this. Now it's saying added an event that might interest. You want me to post on the Cryptic Heartland? Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Cryptic Heartland podcast. Hold on, we got Jason doubled up down there. Apologize.
I didn't do that.
Nah, it's me. Having a little bit of issues. First show back. I apologize. It's not like this usually. It's usually worse. So.
No, it's not.
Give me a second here, guys. We're trying to get our guests tonight. First of all, this is episode number 132. We're back after a long layover. We apologize. That wasn't our intention to have this happen. Unfortunately, I got COVID, and
yeah.
And
hasn't been the same, is it right?
Do what?
You said you haven't been the same since, right? Actually,
I got
drugs
special powers now.
Feel better.
I actually got special powers out of this whole thing. So let me just do this for now so we can get Renee on screen. Waiting for our guest. She's having a little bit of technical difficulties on her end too, so unfortunately. So we'll have Janice join as soon as she can. I'm talking about Janice, I think it's Leah. Janice Leah of the Neosho County Paranormal Investigators. She's been on the show before. I think it was episode number, I want to say 130. Let's go with that. We talked about her, background. She's originally from California area, San Diego. She's currently lives out in Neosho County, which is kind of southeast from Wichita here. And that's kind of, I think, the reason some of the errors we're having is because she's, internet's not so good out there for her, she said, and it's just she's having some trouble. So we'll get her in the show here soon. Let me see if she's available yet or waiting. I see, not yet. Just want to make sure she's trying to join again. If so, I'll add her back to the show. Let me see. Is she back, Janice?
I hope so. I was really ready to hear everything she had to say.
I do too. What we want to do is we're going to talk about Elisa Lam tonight and Hotel Cecil. Some people say Cecil Hotel. It's actually Hotel Cecil. And
Cecil?
Yeah.
Cecil?
Yeah.
Cecil?
And then it was called the Stay at Maine at one time, the very last. And it's been closed ever since. So we'll go over that in a little bit.
Is it officially closed right now?
Oh, it's been closed, yeah.
Okay.
It's been closed for the last... I'm not sure how long, but I know it's been closed for a while. So, I think she dropped. Just waiting for her to jump back in and...
Your head's so big there, Renee.
I know. I was just looking to see you with hair.
You're just
more hair.
Peeking over it and watching us.
And I'm also kind of stalling a little bit, so A, so Janice can join, and B, so for whatever reason, Facebook, gotta love Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, I won't badmouth it as much as I want to, but it won't let us join quite yet, so it said it'll start here in 3 minutes, so we will,
very cool.
Yeah, get it going here, and I see people already posting and commenting because they can't see us. On Facebook, of course. Just 1 second.
Well,
people.
Apparently they didn't read the post that Renee just posted.
It is
7:17.
Yeah. So we'll just keep stalling here for a little bit. We have 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. I wish I could get it to just let me join in. I think every time there's any kind of upgrades or anything, it's so stupid. It makes me mad. Facebook. I wish we didn't have to use them, but we do.
Hey, it's a great platform when it works.
Yeah, so...
But when it doesn't work, oh my god, you just want to shoot yourself.
Now it's saying I have a camera issue, which is freaking amazing. Facebook, you son of a bitch. So...
Camera issue?
Let me see if I can't get it to be nice. I don't want that one.
No, I don't even see my post that I posted on there.
I don't know.
Who's there?
But let me see if it's going to let me. Oh, wait, maybe I can go live here. Let's see what happens on Facebook now. Maybe you won't have to do anything, Renee. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Nothing so far. Wait a minute. Hey, there we are. Woo. Son of a bitch. Hang on. Janice wants to get admitted. Let me let her in. Let's see what happens. For the viewers at home, we were just kind of stalling because we're waiting for our guest. She's having a little bit of trouble with technical difficulties herself. This is our first show back. I apologize from my end. It just amazes me. Well, first of all, let's do some formal introductions. I'm Leo. I'm just kidding. This is episode number 132. 2. Is that what I said?
Yes.
Cryptic Heartland podcast. I apologize for us being off for so long. The post Jason put up and Renee tried to put up tonight. I'm just kidding. Jason had posted a while back saying that we went on temporary hiatus because unfortunately I did catch COVID, and Renee's caught it before. Jason's had it, so it's making its rounds.
Right.
I feel great. It's not about me. The show's not about me, but I feel great. Just so you know, if you want to truly know. Trying to see what Janice is there yet. I can't hear her yet. We had her face on there for a minute, and then she disappeared on us. But
Looks
that's
like
okay.
she's trying to connect to audio.
Is she trying to connect again? God, Jason, you freaking damn hog. Trying to take up this. Jason gets jealous if he's not the star of the show, so he has to.
Damn it, Renee.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I try to go one way.
Your big floating head it keeps getting in the way. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
But we're back. We're live, and we're going to continue to get shows every week, and we're also going to have guests as much as we can. We got just some house maintenance right now, or some housekeeping. We got tonight. We got Janice Leah of Neosho County Paranormal Investigators. We had her on episode 130. She wants to come on tonight. If we can get her connected, she's trying. She's trying very hard. I feel bad that she can't get connected. But we're going to talk about the Elisa Lam case. It's really hot in the news because of Ghost Adventures and a couple other paranormal documents.
Basically, like the
documentaries.
The Netflix one really pushed it out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also one on Discovery Plus we were talking about. It's called The Horror at the Hotel Cecil, which is kind of a reenactment of things, and it's not as good, but it's still got some good information. There's some new things I found out in there that I didn't know that may or may not be true, but whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
we wanted to talk about that case and just kind of go from there.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, there she is. We can hear you. Hey,
Janice.
So no video,
I don't
but
know what
go ahead.
old people and technology.
Speaking of, okay, and I'm not trying to throw her age out there. She told me her age, and I'll tell you guys off air because I don't want to embarrass her. But she told me her age. It floored me. She does not look her age. She looks fantastic for her
I don't
age.
care if you.
Okay.
I don't care if you tell my age.
She told me she's 62,
Really?
and I was like, "There's no freaking
way.
Uh-oh.
Well, almost there. Not there yet,
Okay.
but almost there.
Wow.
I'm counting now because I want to hurry up and get to retirement. So, you count when you're a teenager. You want to be an adult, and same
Right.
thing happens when you get old.
I asked her. I was like, "What are your secrets, man? You need to let me know, because man, I don't want to get. I'm getting too old myself, and I don't want to get too old."
It's all smoke and mirrors, believe me.
Oh, I need to start carrying more mirrors and then start smoking. I got you now. It's all making sense now, Janice. Thank you for your secrets. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you're able to join by at least by audio. We'll work on some video off one of these days. You and I will sit down and we'll figure this out so you can keep on coming back.
Actually, click on it. I think I could actually click on it, but I don't know if I want.
You don't want to try to test fate, do you? Well, I'll at least put your picture up so they know who is talking again. Let me get it if I can figure it out here. 1 second here. We'll get everything together and we won't be so amateurish. That's okay. I had some errors on my end too, so it's just par for the course tonight. It's just...
Well, I had my daughter in Wyoming, and I'm in Kansas. I had my daughter in Wyoming and her husband trying to walk me through this.
How'd that work out for you?
She wasn't even on FaceTime trying to look at my computer keys here.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope my son's not watching this because he's going to really tease me about it.
That's okay. It makes me feel any better. I work in IT and I had problems tonight, so it's just something in the air. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
It was the earthquakes.
Yeah. Are you feeling the earthquakes down your way by chance?
I did feel something earlier, and I thought I was just like having a dizzy spell, but I was sitting in my chair. So.
No, it was an
But
earthquake.
I got cat, so it's like the cat walking across the back of the chair. What's going on?
Oh, God. No, I was sitting here in the studio. I was telling the guys, the gang here, that I was sitting in our studio getting ready for tonight's show, and it's in the basement, and all of a sudden I just feel this violent shaking. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, yeah, earthquake. So it startled me a little bit, but hey, it happens. So
What time was that?
right about a little after 6 tonight.
Yeah, they had one earlier today, too.
Yeah, we had 2 this morning. We actually had
Yeah.
The first one was actually I think it was about 6:30 this morning. We had a 3.4 and a 3.5 back to back, but tonight's was a 3.9. So it was like, oh man, things are crazy. Yeah. So, but hey, anymore it's becoming an everyday thing, unfortunately for us in Kansas. But that's okay. We'll live. So
Yeah, I'm from California, so I'm used to it.
exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you're like this is baby steps, man. And try a 7 point whatever. It's like yeah, I know. Nah, but thank you for joining us. Like I said, and I apologize to our viewers for the slight delay. We'll still have a great show tonight. This is our first one back after a month's layover. Like I said, I caught COVID, knocked me down for a good couple weeks, but I'm back. All the teams back. We're out doing things already, investigating, and all over the state. And it's time to get 2021 moving forward versus the last year we had. So we'll be good.
It's been hard for sure.
Yeah, it's been an adventure, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is. At least we're all alive to talk about it, which is the most important thing, and some of us are healthy.
There, I like that picture.
You like that one? Okay.
They're saying they can't hear Janice.
They can't hear Janice? Oh, you know why? Because I don't have her on. Hang on 1 second.
Yep.
I apologize. Like I said, I'm all over the map tonight. It's been a hot mess. Let me get you back on here. Go ahead and talk, Janice, if you can.
Okay, is my audio okay? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's see
Yeah,
what everybody else is.
for us, you're good.
Let me see if anybody else can hear at home. Let us know, people. I'm going to turn up the volume real loud. Hopefully they can hear a little better once they...
Okay.
Hopefully people at home can hear. Go ahead and talk for me, Janice. I want to see if I can hear you.
Okay, I'm here. Can you hear me now? I hear like voices in the background. Are there people?
That's at Renee's house, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
apologize. I can't get rid of kids.
Well, you can, but it's not ethical.
I know. I'll have to lock myself in the bathroom just to get privacy, maybe.
Oh, God. Let me see. Let me see if you can... If they can hear Renee, they should be able to hear Janice. That's interesting, because they're on the same Zoom meeting. Let me see what they say.
I'm here.
We can hear
They
her.
said they can barely hear her.
Okay. Can you turn your volume up on your whatever you're talking on? Is it your computer or your phone?
Yeah, it's my phone, and it's all the way up.
Okay. Let me see if I can adjust on my end. I don't understand. Some people say they can hear you, and some people can't.
Yeah, and that's weird with my audio too. It says, on the computer, it says it's all the way up, but you guys couldn't hear me.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me see if any... That's so strange, because we can, like I said... Oops. We can hear... If you can hear Renee, you should be able to hear her. Let me see if there's something going on with the settings real quick here.
I hear you guys really good, so...
And that's how you sound to us, too. So I'm not sure why they can't hear you, but let me see if there's something else that is not picking up quite like it should. I apologize, people. Like I said, this is our first time back. Let me see.
No excuses, Leo.
Okay, then. I just want everything to go off without a hitch, and so far, not looking too good.
They said they can't hear me either.
Well, then, that's the problem. So, something's not set up right. Give me a second. I'm looking into it real quick here.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. Let me see if I can't.
We'll get it going. Leo will fix it.
Well, I don't understand why they can't hear when we can still hear. I'm looking. Sorry about that, people. We're trying. Can you guys talk, Renee? They can't hear us now. Okay. That's what I thought. I'm making changes, and it's probably breaking everything. Can you guys hear us
I
right
can
now?
draw little stick figures.
Yeah, they're back now for us.
They're what?
They're back now for us.
Yeah. Since I can hear them, but let me see. I don't know why they're not being picked up. Oh, let me check one other thing. I apologize. Jason, do this song and dance while everybody waits.
Sorry, my knees hurt.
No excuses.
dance.
No excuses.
And you sure as hell don't want to hear me sing, so. No,
Do a little puppet show.
As Leo said, we first back tonight. We've been doing a lot of investigating here lately. I know, I believe Renee and Chris went out to a private home over the weekend, and we went out to a business over the weekend too. Had a lot of fun, some interesting things that happened to us, but it was just fun to get back in gear, investigating again, and try out some new equipment that Leo created that sounded fantastic. Been working with Ghost Tours of Kansas, Kathy Ramirez. We are going to be doing both walking tour, bus tour this year, getting things back to gear on that, and also for the first time ever, we're going to be investigating the Hotel Josephine up in Holton, Kansas. Kathy got them hooked. She's been talking to them for years, and they haven't wanted to have any investigations there, thinking that it was going to mess up business. Well, that owner's out, and they got a new owner now, so now they're all about doing that. So they're working with Kathy Ramirez, and we're going to be doing public events out there starting April 17th. Is the first public event out there, and we're going to be going out there to start gathering paranormal experiences and stories with the public out there. So looking forward to that. It's one of the oldest. I don't think it's the oldest hotel in the state, but it's one of the oldest in the state. So looking forward to that. But back to you, Leo.
No, keep going. I'm trying to get this
Okay, I'm just
set
kidding.
up.
No, it's gonna
I
be
took
good.
it. I was just going to say I took it off speaker. So can you hear me now, or
Oh, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah,
you can hear me?
I've been able to hear you this whole time. I don't know how everybody else on.
Well, we're to the feed so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Renee or Janice, can you guys talk?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you the Hotel Josephine. You said,
Yes.
and where is that located? What area of Kansas? Is it Kansas, right?
Hotel Josephine is way up northeast, not far from Kansas City area. Still in Kansas, but it's way up there. It's in Holton, Kansas.
So what is the activity that they have there?
We don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's a brand new owner. Kathy has been wanting to get in there for a long time just because of the vibes she gets every time she goes through there. Because she does a ghost tour through there, through the town. Kathy has tours throughout Kansas and through Ghost Tours of Kansas, her own company. I do her Wichita tour. But she's been wanting to get into this hotel for years. The owner at the time has not wanted to ever allow anybody in to investigate, thinking it was going to be bad for business, even though Kathy knew it was actually dying. The business was not happening there for the place. Well, that owner finally left. There's a new owner, and so we are actually working on that, and hopefully when we do our investigation next month, we get to be the first team to help them gather some stories and help them out and stuff. They got a brand new website for the hotel and everything, and a section on there for the paranormal stories coming soon. So can't wait.
That just needs to be filled up, right?
Yeah.
The section for the paranormal stories.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool. I know Kathy's been working on that hotel for a while, and I'm glad they finally got it. But I don't.
So are the people hearing any better now? Do you know?
not sure. Leo's working on it.
Okay.
I don't know why we can't get him to join us.
Yeah, stupid technology.
Gotta love it.
Stupid technology is
I
all
hear
it
you,
is. Yeah.
Renee, can you guys still hear us?
Oh yeah, I can hear you guys perfect. You guys and Janice.
Oh, they can't hear us now. Great. I think we lost sound altogether. I don't understand that.
Oh yeah. I've been getting messages that no one can hear us.
They can't hear them, right?
Can't hear us, period.
Oh, awesome.
Heard a dog.
Yes, that's my little Yorkie that we got
Okay,
a few weeks back.
Okay.
Oh, man. I don't understand this. Why it's doing this now. Renee and Janice, can you hear us?
Oh
I
yeah.
can hear you.
We lost them for some reason.
And I'm looking on my laptop, and you two, the two, everybody keeps kind of flashing in and out. So, but now you're all there.
Weird.
So,
I apologize, people. This is our first show back, and it doesn't make any sense. Well, it kind of does. Like, our show, it's been sitting here.
Paranormal.
Nobody's touched anything down here. And
Right.
for whatever reason, it decides to do that. Renee, can you guys hear us?
I hear you
Yeah,
fine.
we can. Yeah,
Are you guys
we can
talking?
hear you guys.
Yeah, they're talking.
Uh huh.
Yeah, actually, they're talking now. I don't understand why they can't. We lost their audio.
They completely lost the audio.
Let me try something real quick.
I don't think he can hear us.
I can.
Yeah, you can what?
You can hear.
Can you hear them, Leo?
No.
Oh, I can.
You can hear them?
Yes. I'm having a conversation with them too.
With Janice and
And I
Renee?
can hear you.
Yeah.
So why can't...
I don't know.
That's... Okay, then... This doesn't make any kind of sense, because we're all on the same feed.
I know.
It's Elisa Lam coming through.
Hang on, I'm gonna keep on this. Renee, can you talk? Or Janice?
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
hear?
I can.
Are they talking right now?
Yeah, they're talking. Keep on talking, guys.
I'm here.
Me too.
I can see you on the computer, and so when I click on it, it says leave, and I don't want to leave because I don't know. I guess I could, but I don't know because I'm calling on my phone.
If I mess with too much, it's gonna...
I'm afraid to do anything right now.
I know.
Yeah, I don't understand why I can't hear. And since we're all on the same... We're literally all on the same thing.
Okay, because
I
it's telling me you want to leave the meet. It's saying, do I want to leave the meeting, but keep connected by phone?
Fine, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he can't hear me.
Yeah.
No, he can't.
They're talking and stuff, but you can't hear them. Okay.
I hear nothing.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with this.
Okay, I just left the meeting. Can you hear any better?
I lost.
She just left the meeting.
Nope.
Who did?
She just left the meeting, she said.
Well,
Who is she?
I'm on the phone wise. I'm still there,
Yes.
but not on the computer.
She's not on the computer. Oh, okay. But you can't hear Renee at all right now, right?
Can you hear
Other
me?
than you, I'm talking.
I can hear Renee.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the three of us can hear each other, but you can't. And people at home can't hear them either. I
Oh,
guess.
you know why? I'm an idiot. Hang on. I unplugged you guys to try to see what they were hearing out in the real world.
Oh.
That's why I can't hear them.
Oh.
I can hear you guys now. Well, I'm just.
Oh man.
It's because I'm flustered. I'm trying to get everything figured out on the back end, and I can't figure out why you guys are. Can't.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I was getting a headache trying to get in, and I was like panicking.
It makes no sense, and it's just. I mean.
It should be the same way every time, right?
Yeah, nobody's touched anything, and Renee and I had a conversation earlier. I recorded it, and it went out just fine. I mean, I tested this earlier just to make sure everything was looking good or sounding good.
Yeah.
Let me try to keep going on my end to see if I can't get anything. Okay, we'll try that. Go ahead.
I can at least see you guys on the Cryptic Heartland page.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you do something?
Do what?
Did you do something?
What do you mean when I do something? The feed's been there the whole time. Our pictures, it's just they can't hear.
Yeah, I didn't know if you fixed it or did anything or.
I didn't do anything. I'm adjusting still.
Well,
What?
what's the plan?
I'll just keep trying to do it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll keep it trying to figure out what's happening. Let me try to just. Nope, I want that. Don't want that. Let me just try to reconnect. Nope, not that. God. Okay, people at home, can you hear them yet?
Can you hear us now?
This is our commercial.
I know it. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I'm still on the phone call, but I'm just now looking into the. I'm on Facebook looking, like everybody else is out there. So I'm going to click into this and see what happens.
Yeah.
If my audio starts working, I'm going to be mad. At least I on my computer.
Yeah, and I was thinking the
So
same
I'm
thing too. People were saying that I blame the ghosts, and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, "What are you doing to me, people? Come on, ghost." Okay, I'm just gonna. I'll troubleshoot real fast while I'm waiting, and go from there.
Okay, now it's working on my computer. So I just turned it down so you didn't hear it on my phone and the computer.
Okay.
But I can watch you guys now.
Okay.
And I can see the comments too, so.
Good.
So I don't know what to deal with.
Barbara said that she can barely hear Janice, but can't make out what she's saying.
Okay. Talk now, Janice and Renee.
Okay, Okay, Barbara, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Is she still there?
Should be.
By the way, Barbara's on my team, so.
I figured.
Oh.
Excellent. Hopefully somebody will give us confirmation. If not, I'm going to try myself. Hopefully somebody will give us confirmation. If not, I'm going to try myself. Go ahead and talk, Renee and Janice.
Barbara said just barely.
Are they talking again, Jason?
Huh?
Are they talking?
Yeah, they're talking. Well, he's working on functions and stuff, so.
Let's see. I think I may know what's going on here. Okay, go ahead and talk again. Janice or Renee?
Well, you want to try that?
Want to try what?
Apparently, if all the Zoom people can disconnect and reconnect, it should work.
Hang on 1 second before they do that. I want to see. Okay, go ahead and talk again one more time, guys. This makes no sense. God. That's so weird. I don't get it. Like I said, we were all just good a minute ago.
Said no Renee, but can hear Janice barely.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
I know.
Oh my God.
Should they just disconnect from the call and call in?
I mean, they can try. I don't know if it's going to do anything.
You want to do that? Want to drop the calls and then call back in?
They can just drop and then get readmitted. I can let them back in.
Okay. Well, I don't hear them at all now.
You won't because I changed it.
Okay. You guys just want to drop the calls and call back in. Can you guys do that?
Can you hear him now?
Okay. All right.
God. We're sorry, guys. This is silly. Whoa, look at that. Psychedelic. Yeah.
That's fun.
I promise this isn't our first time doing a show, but you would think. Can't tell. Makes, like I said, absolutely no sense. It's all the same. Like I said, I tested with Renee earlier, and now it's doing this crap. So, I'll watch the Zoom. Hopefully, eventually, we'll get into. Yeah, you're right, Barbara. It does. Then we just did a show it's been a month ago, but everything was set up fine, everything was working fine, and now it's not working. So I'm going to keep on adjusting things while I wait for them to jump back in and see what's going on. Because this is... Oh, there's Renee. Let me get her back in. Okay. Renee, see if you can talk. Oh, she's connecting audio still. Renee, are you there?
Can you guys hear? Hello?
We'll get it going here, hopefully. But when we do, people, be prepared for the best show ever. Yeah, right. God. You're there, Renee?
Leah? Yeah, can you hear me?
You sound real
Can you hear me?
real far away. I don't know why.
Huh.
You're real low. They say they can hear you, Renee, but you sound the same as Janice did.
That is so weird.
Either you can do a great impression of Janice, or your volume's not very loud.
I have a loud voice, you know. You can
Now our video's gone.
Do what?
Our video's gone.
No, I haven't done anything yet.
Oh, it's all blank on.
I know I haven't done anything yet. That's why.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to add it yet
Oh,
until I
shut up.
knew. Until I knew for sure. Renee, can you see us? Oh, here comes Janice. Let me see if I can't boost the sound. There's Janice again. Can you hear Renee?
Yeah.
She's like normal again?
Yeah.
You can hear Janice now too?
I could hear them the whole time anyway.
I don't understand this, man.
Janice is trying to connect to the audio.
Okay. Let me just start clicking things because this is no other way to get around it. Ugh.
Dumb internet.
Renee, go ahead and talk whenever you're ready. Or
Okay.
Janice, it's fine.
I'm here.
Yeah. Let's see if I can't get you guys connected.
I'm here by
Are they
phone
talking?
again.
What's that?
Are they talking?
Yeah. Yep. Loud and clear on my end.
So you can hear me?
Yes. I mean, I can.
Okay, go ahead and talk again.
I see Renee, but I don't hear her.
They said they can
hear me
barely
now?
hear.
There you are.
Okay.
Some people say they can hear him, some people say they can't.
Which one do you want to believe?
Huh.
Do what?
I know it.
Which person do you want to believe?
It makes me wonder. I don't know. I'm trying to hear them. I can't hear them on my
Janice
end.
sounds clearer than she has before.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, she sounds perfect.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm chuckling. I'm just wondering what everybody's
I don't know
what
to
everybody's
do.
thinking.
It's just frustrating, just because it shows that they're talking and it's going out, but nobody can hear them.
Oh, nobody can hear us again? Nobody can hear us again?
Right.
Do what?
We can.
Nobody.
The
can
three
hear,
of us
right?
can hear
No.
each other,
Okay.
though.
To my knowledge. I mean, I'm trying to listen.
Yeah, it's to our knowledge, nobody can hear either one of
I
you.
mean, some of them said they can hear barely.
Yeah, they can hear Janice barely, Renee no, and we don't understand why because you're both on the same call, and it doesn't make any sense. So again, Zoom and all that sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Elisa Lam doesn't want us talking about her.
That's too bad. We're gonna do it though. We're going to do it.
And like I said, Renee and I earlier had a conversation over to test all this out, and it didn't quite work. I mean, it worked just fine.
Sorry, I was playing the video on the phone as I was talking on the phone. Didn't mean to do that.
I didn't hear it.
Because on the Zoom call right now, I can see Renee, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that must be my crappy internet.
Oh no, they don't have themselves up yet.
Oh, okay.
This is what happens when we're off for a month. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, nothing ever changes on our equipment or
Have them
anything like
talk
that.
again.
Huh?
Have them talk again.
Okay, both of you talk?
I'm here.
You guys hear us?
Of course I do.
Do you hear me?
I do. But they don't. As far as I know. We're working on that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the video on Facebook is just spinning around.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I have is like gray screen
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
have.
see.
of our video.
Yeah, it's just a gray.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Zoom and not us.
Yeah, I don't see that makes no sense either. Let me try one more thing.
Yeah,
Very well could
he thinks
possibly
it's probably Zoom.
Well, there you guys are. Now I see you.
Okay.
I see
Have them try
everybody.
talking again.
They're talking. Go ahead.
I'm here.
So am I.
You know, somebody mentioned Facebook. Let me try. Let me see what YouTube is doing. If YouTube is doing, we may have to have everybody switch over. We are live on there too.
Yeah. You think Facebook is just messing it up?
No clue.
They don't want us to tell the
They were
truth.
ones
They
that
don't want
were
us to
problem
tell the
child earlier
truth.
with things, so why wouldn't it be? That's exactly what it is. It's freaking Facebook.
Is it?
Yeah, YouTube's coming in just as clear as
Oh,
can be.
so this whole time we've been clear on YouTube?
Yeah, and probably Twitch.
Awesome.
So, what is Facebook doing now that they
Who
made
knows?
changes to begin with? Let me see if I can figure out.
If
something.
everybody would just switch over to YouTube, who's watching, you'll hear everything and see us all clear, loud and clear.
Barbara said she's the winner.
Is she on Facebook already?
Is she on?
Or YouTube, I mean?
Is she on YouTube?
No, she was talking about because she figured it out that
Oh.
it was Facebook.
She figured it
Oh
out.
yeah, you're
so-
right.
Yeah, so if everybody would just go to YouTube, that'll be perfect.
Is there
I'm
something?
trying to get the audio off of YouTube so I can watch the
Yep,
so I can watch the video.
I am. I'm posting it right now. It's on the actual. Hang on one second. I'll just grab it. Yeah, you're right. Oh dang it! Hang on. Eventually we'll have something. And they'll go crash the YouTube servers and and
you're
nothing
on-
will work.
You're on Twitch as well?
Yeah, we're on Twitch and YouTube.
I'm
And
going to go check you out on Twitch. Let's see, where am I?
I'm posting things to the chats right now as we speak.
We'll get this going, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want you to think, Jason.
I know it. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, it's going to be time for a break.
God, no joke. Smoke them if you got them. I don't smoke.
Let's see, Twitch. You're under Cryptic Heartland, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Same thing with on YouTube. Same thing, just youtube.com/crypticheartland. Twitch TV is twitch.tv/
Oh, I'm in
Cryptic
Twitch.
Heartland. So,
Yeah, I've got, what is my Twitch? Let's see.
I'll tell you, it's.
Do you know it?
No, I don't. I was kidding. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was just being something else. I lost all.
He's just being
hope.
Leo.
I lost all hope after today. After everything.
Well, since it's already been an hour into our show,
Yeah. What's
Has
that?
it really?
yes.
Well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Through technical difficulties.
Time flies when you're
YouTube
having
was
fun.
working perfect.
Wait a minute. Who's having fun? I'm not having fun. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Facebook just jacked it all up for us.
I'll work on Facebook. Yeah, like I said, I was so dang confused for Renee, and I tested all this, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, heck, sorry.
Facebook just jacked it all up for
I'll work on
Okay,
Facebook.
so I'm
Yeah,
on
like I
your,
said, I
let's
was.
see, where are you guys? Cryptic
Who's
Heart.
watching? You'll hear everything and see us all clear, loud and clear.
Let me,
I'm going out.
I'm gonna,
Barbara said she's the winner.
Okay, I just want to check the sound.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you guys would head over.
Head over to YouTube.
Yep, people are saying they can hear.
I just hosted you on Twitch.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
They can hear us on YouTube and Twitch apparently. So,
Good.
and I'll work on getting stinking Facebook back together.
Worry
Yeah,
about
so
tomorrow.
what's the deal with Facebook? That's,
Let's talk about our show tonight.
No, we're talking about
Alright.
Facebook.
Yeah,
God,
I'm
Facebook
tired of the
sucks.
technical
No,
difficulties.
I'm kidding.
Let's get to it. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm enjoying myself with these technical difficulties, Jason. You
No,
gotta
you're
come over to
not.
my side.
You hate every second of it.
All right, let's get into the thick of things. So let's start over. Let me start
Yes.
the intro. I'm kidding.
Hi, I'm Jason.
We got tonight's guest. We got Janice. I always butcher your last name. Is it Leah? Leah?
Leah is my middle name.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that. I totally forget it. But Janice
Yeah.
Leah of Neosho County Paranormal Investigators. She was kind of enjoying us, and we're gonna probably have to have you back on. Well, we're not gonna have to. We will have you back
Yes,
on,
yes.
and we'll get this all straightened out. But she asked to join our show tonight because we want to talk about Elisa Lam and the Hotel Cecil, and just the mysteries behind it. It's the hot topic right now. Like I said, it was enough that Ghost Adventures did a 2-hour special to help kick off Discovery Plus's new app, which, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's actually a pretty good episode, if the evidence is real. So you never know on TV. But once again, Netflix did a documentary on it. It's just called The Haunting of. Is it The Haunting?
I thought it was just the Cecil
Maybe that's
Hotel.
what it is. I think you're right. I think you're right. And then also, I saw another documentary on Discovery Plus called The Horror at the Cecil Hotel, which, like, once again, it's a little bit. It's more reenactment than anything, and it's some of the stuff on there is not very good as far as the details.
Right.
So take it with a grain of salt. Hey, Carl, if you just joined us, and Rob and everybody, and Mark, head over to our YouTube or Twitch feeds. They're in the links up above. For whatever reason, Facebook's the culprit, the guilty culprit, is why Zoom's not playing nice with it. And after the show, I'll make sure I research this and be prepared for next time. But the whole time, our feed been working perfect on the other side. So make sure you head over there if you want to. If you want to enjoy the show that's been going for an hour with technical difficulties. So I'm kidding. But anyways, let's get into it. So the Cecil Hotel. You ever heard of the place?
Nope, not at all. We actually did a
Never.
podcast a few years ago.
We did,
when
yeah.
we did started up. We talked about the
It was
Elisa Lam case.
It was part of our special. It was episode number 19, and that's a long time ago. We did a show over called Mysterious Disappearances, and I remember Jason bringing Elisa Lam to the show and talked about it. Probably not as good as we're going to hopefully talk about it tonight.
I know.
And
I know.
we're going to give it our full attention.
I didn't
and
know as much back then as I do now.
I don't know if
about the
anybody
case.
did.
Right.
Because it's not like I
Right.
said, it wasn't as hot a topic as it is today. Which
And
hey,
more information has come out.
and this whole pandemic has brought some good shows out
Yeah.
to keep us entertained during this whole melee. So, but hey, it is what it is.
Right.
So Janice, what do you know about the whole phenomenon that is the Cecil Hotel, especially being from California? I know you're from more of San Diego, but
Yeah, you're the one that
Yeah.
wanted to talk about this tonight really
Hey.
bad. So you got me all wanting to do it too.
Well, and I'll tell you, too, just the whole Skid Row area, if you're anywhere in California, you know that well,
oh yeah,
of that area. So the thing with her that, not just the shows coming out and everything, but like you said, we've had this year that I sit back and research things and all this time on my hands. And I had got into that group that the guy that was on the Netflix series,
mm-hmm.
he's the one that started this Elisa Lam group. And so I was in there for a while, and there's just so many sleuths and so many people
Oh, yeah.
with so many different ideas, and I had to finally leave it. I couldn't do it anymore.
Really?
But I started following her, Elisa Lam's Tumblr,
Mm-hmm. I did too.
and so that brought me down a whole other rabbit hole there, because some of the photos Elisa Lam's Tumblr, like these big old buildings, I don't know how many story buildings with the fire escapes on the outside,
Right.
just like the Cecil. And then there was photos of, in water, and one looked like an Oriental girl, and she's laying on her back, floating in water, and she just seemed to have a fascination with all this, and it's almost like it played out in real life, or not almost, but it did play out in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people think she was murdered, but I also think that, what they did with the autopsy was open to the public. But, the police don't have to share the information that they get, that they gather. In fact, I tried to get into those records, and it's practically impossible. So you just get,
Oh, wow.
kept getting turned down and turned away from that information. So, and the other thing is that I feel that her family seems to be satisfied with whatever the police told them, but I think that's where a lot of people are left hanging, because when you watch the show on Netflix, the detectives don't give a whole lot of information.
No, they're
So
very
that
vague.
just kind of it kind of just leaves everybody like, because people are saying, it's a 700-room hotel, there could have been loads of suspects, but
Right.
also that police officer that turned on other police officers happened right at that time while they were trying to investigate, at the beginning of her investigation. So, that was a big deal. He went, I don't know how many people he shot, but so they pretty much took almost everybody that was investigating her
Right.
and went over to, that.
I remember
So,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just going to say, I'm just feeling that it's not as much of a mystery as it's played out to be.
I
That's
agree.
where I'm feeling with it.
Yeah, I think.
And,
oh, sorry. I was gonna say, I think everybody kind of
No,
thought
I'm done.
it was paranormal, just because the whole initial video had that whole creepy feel to it. Is she possessed? Is she this? And then it just disappears. She disappears out of sight
Right.
forever, and then they find her, days later. So they thought
and I'll
maybe,
tell you, there is a YouTube video out there, and the guy walks through
yeah.
all of her, movements and everything. Have you guys seen that video on YouTube?
I've seen so many.
I haven't
I would
been-
think I'd seen it.
No, this was really interesting, and it made a lot of sense what he was saying. So, but I also think if you're in a mental state like that, and if you believe in the paranormal, that can open you up to negative energies.
Right.
And I do believe that place has its own energy. I do. I've never been there, but I just
Yeah.
get that feel.
Well, I think that the hotel itself has, possible
Right.
hauntings over time and everything like that. I feel like the police weren't forthcoming with everything that was found, and the possibility that they were wanting to just close the books very quickly on it because it became such a high-profile case.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's stuff in the video of her that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And the fact of every other documentary you watch says the opposite of says one thing opposite than what they say at the end of this documentary.
Yeah. And for the people, if you've never seen this video, I'm going to go ahead and play it for you guys tonight. It's the full video. Now, granted, if you watch the documentary on Netflix, they talk about how there's about a minute of footage missing. The police pretty much came out and said that it wasn't the hotel that did anything. They have the actual hard drive in their possession. The police do. LAPD, I'm talking about. So if anything's admitted or is omitted, excuse me, it may be something that they did, but they're saying they hid the time stamp and everything because they didn't want people to, figure out what time this happened, just because that's not the mission they were trying to do initially. They were trying to say, hey, we have a missing persons case. Have you seen this person? Do you know anything that happened? Or not so much the time.
But the editing of it seems odd.
If it's edited. They don't, it's...
Well,
And they'll talk about it. They said the
Okay.
thing was, they said they slowed it down because they wanted to focus on certain aspects of it, so that could also alter the time. This is their
I'm
definition of
talking
what
about the
happened.
door that all of a sudden jolts forward when it's like missing time.
Well, it's because
and
it's
cut.
altered. The
Yeah,
actual,
it's altered. So why did you alter it?
For different reasons.
I know.
There's obvious
but
reasons.
I have,
Not to us.
I have
but,
an idea through maybe a possibility of that.
So what I'm gonna do real quick here is I'm gonna play the video. This doesn't have any sounds. Don't freak out. The sound went out. It's the actual footage they released. It's about a little over a minute because it goes from the minute she first walks in to the minute she walks out that everybody's seen if you've watched the video. Plus, it goes through a couple other things that are kind of key, so that's why.
Okay.
So, hopefully this works. I doubt it will, but I'm kidding. That's sarcasm. This is the actual video, elevator video.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Can you guys see it, Janice, Renee?
Yes.
I can see it.
Okay. So just bear with us, guys. Hopefully you guys can still hear us at home. But like I said, it's just it's the full elevator video. So people at home, as you can see, she stepped out of frame now, and that's the last they've seen of her. But keep watching the video because it's kind of. Oh, I'm sorry. There she is. Like fresh comes in one more time.
Well, then she goes out.
Yeah.
Does her hand.
This is when she starts pushing the buttons. That's right. And this is key also too, for a reason.
And she already did push some buttons already.
Yeah.
She goes
This
back
is
in
key.
and-
She just did something right there, and I'll go over that in just a second here.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's kind of key to the case, actually. Hopefully you guys can see the video. If not, I have a close-up of the buttons, so I'll show here just an actual picture.
This is the part that freaked everybody out was when she
Their
started
hand
doing
movements,
this.
and it's like she's
Yes.
reaching for something, talking to somebody.
Talking to a kid, or
Yeah.
imaginary pet that
Yeah.
she's petting. Who knows?
Yeah,
It's-
I remember the first time I saw it, I thought she was possessed. I'm like, oh my god, this is bizarre. And then
Well,
go ahead, sorry,
I was
James.
just having that. I just had that conversation with. I was with a few people last night at dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and about that. And then people that don't understand psychosis
Mm-hmm.
would not understand that, but people that do understand it and have experienced it themselves will know exactly what she was doing there.
Right.
So, but it'll look really freaky to anybody else. So, and yeah,
Yeah, I agree with
That-
that statement 100%.
so, and then there she went and never to be seen again
Yeah.
until they found her.
Right.
Because you have a close up of the button.
Yeah, I'll show you here in a minute. Let's let this play out completely just so we can
Like the
kind
door
of...
jump.
Okay.
That's the part that.
Because the door did some weird things there, and then it's important if you see the actual scenery. I mean, it's not important. It's the elevator.
Yeah, I know
The
too.
elevator acts weird still. See, it opens again. Nobody's there. This is still on the same floor. And then just gonna do some things here in just a second as I sing.
And who's to know if she wasn't outside there still pushing buttons?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Because there's no other camera angle of her after that. This is the
Or
last known footage of her.
If the film was altered, and the reason why that you see the door jump, if there's like a second or two that's
See,
missing,
Different floor now.
who's to say that she did not turn and walk the opposite direction past
Right.
there, and the police took that footage out, so you didn't see that, because then it alters the plan of action
Yeah.
of how they said she went one direction and one direction only,
Right.
instead of maybe going down the other direction, following somebody who
Mm-hmm.
could be down there talking to her, going, no, Elisa, come here, come down here. You
Yeah.
know, possibly knowing she's going through a issue.
Right.
Who knows?
Now, if anybody's watched the Ghost Adventures episode, they said she was on floor 7. Everybody thinks she's on floor 7. I beg to differ, and I'll show you why here in just a second.
Okay.
And which also helps because depending on what you believe, whether she climbed out on the fire escape, scaled up to the very top floor, which at that, if she's on 5 or 7, whatever floor she was on, there's 14? Is there 14 stories of that place? There's no 13th floor.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
she have to be out in the
And
dark. Go ahead, sorry, Janice.
I was just going to say, for some reason, I'm convinced she was on the 14th floor.
I agree with that 100%.
Don't know why. I just know I feel that.
I agree with that
And
100%.
I feel things.
So if that's the case, she only had to go one flight of stairs to get. It's still scary in the dark, but if you're in that psychotic,
yeah, and on the fire escape, something she already had a fascination for.
Yeah, the thing is,
So-
from that angle, you still have to go straight up off the side of the building.
Right.
On that piece of it. So keep that in mind. But there is one more there's a staircase internally that you could go up the stairs.
Right.
It had an alarm door, supposedly, but people have gone up there and even touched it, and it didn't
Right.
trigger the
They've
alarm,
popped
and they
it
pushed
open
right
and-
out. So there's
yeah.
that option too. Now, the important thing I want to point out, and Janice kind of helped say that, was I think she was on the same floor, 14. And the reason why, if you watch the video, which you did, you maybe not have paid attention because you weren't expecting that. But let me find my picture here real quick, 1 second, of the close-up of the buttons. And I'll explain what I'm getting at here in just a second. There it is. So, you can't see it yet.
Leo being his detective work.
I'm doing what?
Doing your detective work.
Always, man. You know me.
I know. I love it.
Jason says my detective work because my background is criminal justice.
Well, and I'll tell you, that's a lot of what we do in the paranormal. It's
Yeah.
kind
I love
of detective work.
That's why I love hearing
Yeah.
his point of view and when he dives into something about this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here's the button. She pushed all the ones in the middle.
Right.
14's in the middle. So Janice and I think it's 14. Now, the video, if you watch her again, she goes down the center button. She pushes a 14.
Right.
It goes to 10, and so on, so on, so on. If you look at the video closely, it's kind of grainy, mind you, but 10's lit up, 7's lit up, 4's lit up, 14, this elevator, and most elevators do this. If you're on that floor, you push that button, it is going to light up for just a split second, but it's going to go away because it knows that you're on that floor already. It won't go to the floor that you're on because you're there.
Gotcha.
So the video shows this where she pushed 14 and down the middle, and 14 lit up for a second and then kind of goes away. So that's where I think Ghost Adventures is wrong because they said, oh, she pushed 7, blah, blah, and that's where I think she's on. No. If you look at the video, she's clearly looks like 14. They try to match it up also, too, with what's the surrounding the carpet and stuff like that. Yes, each floor is a little different, but some of them are like identical. So I think she was on 14.
And I purposely didn't watch that Ghost Adventures on purpose.
Me neither.
I did because I love it's TV. I get it. It's
I know,
entertainment.
Jack is entertaining. He is entertaining.
Yeah.
And I do like that couple that he has on. In fact,
Yes.
I've got them. We follow each other on Twitter. I don't have them anywhere else, but they're on Twitter. So, and I've been following them for years now on Twitter. So,
Nice.
But I didn't see it. I've only seen clips.
Okay.
And it's like, so you got to pay to stream. And I was like, do I want to stream to see Zach? You know,
My thoughts exactly.
Oh, I wanted it because they had all the every show they've ever brought out as far as I'm talking about Discovery Channel, and the newer shows and the newer paranormal shows are going only live on there, not even going to the actual channel anymore. So I'm like, I want to watch all these shows, even the old stuff, because there's some good stuff out there. I mean, they have Ghost Adventures from the season 1 all the way to current, so it's just like that's a lot of like 25 seasons or something, whatever it is. Which the original.
Well, I'll tell you.
Go ahead, sorry.
And I'll tell you that they cheated people on Dish because people paid higher packages to see those shows, like me. I'll admit it.
Right.
And then they took them all away.
Exactly.
So
it's just like I'll pay, and
let's just get rid of Dish.
And it's $4.99. I don't get any kickback. I'm not a paid spokesperson for Discovery or Discovery Plus, but it's $4.99 for the ad version, $6.99 for the no ads. I went $6.99. I'm like, heck, I don't want no stinking ads. I want to watch this even better. So it's it's awesome because I see all my favorite shows on there. Everything I ever watched, from Expedition Unknown to with Josh Gates to
Okay, you got me sold.
I'm telling you, you got to do it. I mean, it's everything you can possibly think of, and it's not just. It's Food Network. It's everything DIY. It's home, whatever, and it's all those channels.
Oh, I watched the original Man vs. Food. Oh, I love that.
I mean, it's TLC. It's everything.
Survivor Man.
HGTV.
Yes.
Survivor Man has his episodes on there, including Survivor Man Bigfoot.
Yep.
So that's
Is that where Josh Gates went?
He's on. He's on there. The Expedition Unknown is going to be on there. The only thing I wish they had, and they couldn't do it, is they don't have the original seasons of Ghost Hunters with Jason and Grant, season 1 through like 7, because that's what was on Sci-Fi Channel at the time, which is not on there, not a part of it. Same thing with the original Destination Truth with Josh Gates, the show that I love. They had season 1 through 5.
Me too.
That's not on there at all because, once again, it's a sci-fi product. So I would love to have all those. I don't want to. I've priced them out. You can get them on Prime, Amazon Prime, but I don't like paying for all those episodes. I mean, I love that show. I wish it'd come back, but I mean, he does Expedition Unknown now, Josh Gates, and it's a great show. I just like all his supporting cast he had on all those years. His camera crew to the skeptics, whatever, and they would always have something happen to them too, which was fun to watch. But so. All right, here's my paid advertisement for Discovery Plus. I expect the check to be in the mail anytime soon. It probably won't be, so I can expect all I want. But going back to Elisa Lam, I mean,
okay, so I have a question.
No questions. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh man. Okay, so you guys said that she was on the 14th floor when she pushed the button.
We think.
Okay, now why would she be on the 14th floor?
She just pushed down the center, the whole top to bottom. In that middle column, whatever, not the outside columns, the first or third one, just the whole button. I think she.
And when they took her out of that shared room, what floor did they put her on?
Okay, originally she was in room 514, which once again, Ghost Hunters got it wrong. They think that was where she ended up with. She shared a room with a couple of roommates.
Yep.
Yeah, two people.
2 strangers.
514.
Yeah.
They complained to the management that she was just acting strange days leading up to this.
And she was leaving notes on their beds, and she would lock them out.
Locked them out.
Yeah.
I need a password to get in. It's just acting strange. It annoyed them enough to okay, this girl is just strange. Can we get her
out there?
So they put her in room 412 by herself, and that's where she ended up with the very last. That's where they found her laptop, her her backpack, her other thing. The only thing that they've never found, which is always rubbed me strange, is they've never found her cell phone.
Right.
I thought they said the cell phone was left at I can't remember the name of it.
They never found her cell phone, but they did find they did do the cell phone check of her call list and everything like that.
Yeah, they had, because I see, and I never heard that part of it, Janet. What I heard about the cell phone is they looked at the last few numbers. One was to her mom, her parents, because she called every day, check in. The other one was to her sister, and allegedly she made a call to this one guy in L.A. that she had met. So they questioned him. They're like, "Who's this guy? Where's he at?" They were able to determine that he wasn't in L.A. that night. She did call him, because what happened was, when she first got there, she had a map out and she looked kind of lost. He could see she was a tourist, and she was like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, let me help you," kind of a thing. While you're here, if you ever get lost again, let me know.
Right.
I can,
being a good guy.
Maybe.
Supposedly.
Maybe. We can. We can. We can maybe even go for dinner, whatever. So she ended up calling him a few days prior. I think it was like a day or two before she actually disappeared.
Right.
And made a phone call, and they agreed to meet at the restaurant out in front where they had initially met in the first place. And he went there, supposedly waited. She never showed up. He never called her back. She never called him. So he's like, well, maybe she just wasn't interested. Whatever, I'm done. So, and then he left L.A. the night, and it all checks out, supposedly, that he left, excuse me. Because the cops were real, as our suspect right there. He probably had something to do with her disappearance or whatever. Because at the time, they didn't know she was up in the water tanks. They thought she was off premises, whatever.
Yeah.
So, they also...
And that brings up another thing about the water tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And the weight of the lids, and were the lids on when the police were off, up there, and was the maintenance guy correct when he said it was covered, and so there's a
Sure.
lot of
Oh.
yeah.
So about that, I've watched other documentaries, and they always say that they opened it up and found her. They always make that statement. They opened it up and found her. This documentary on Netflix made the point to go back, even though the police officer said that they opened it and found her, and he said that on the news
Right.
when he was being
Right.
interviewed. They get the maintenance guy back on there at the very end, and
Yep.
he seems kind of like hesitant to like say anything, but they're like, "So it was open, right, when you found her?" And he goes, "Yes, it was open."
Yeah, he testified in court, and it's documented that he said no, it was open, and the police made the comment, "Well, it is our error, basically."
Is it?
I mean, I'm just going.
I mean,
with
see,
this.
here's the thing: if it was still open, case closed.
Mhm.
She jumped in herself.
Right.
Done.
Right.
If it was closed, that's where you have to go with the fact that somebody else put her in.
Okay. Let me
Exactly.
let me ask you this: what if the maintenance worker climbed up there and noticed it was off, saw her in there, and oh my God, freak out, and he accidentally closes it and come back to?
But he would have had to like go all the way up there, get it.
He did.
And go.
He went up on
and
top to
close
look
it.
in. That's the way you can see in is to go in and peer into the
Right.
to the actual tanks.
So
So
do you
he
think
had
he
to get up
actually
there.
closed it?
I'm just saying, maybe not even thinking like a dead body. Oh my God, she's floating. This is her.
And you bring up another
Panicking.
good point right there.
I'm just speculating, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're saying the ladder that you could actually move from tank to tank
Sure.
was a very rickety wood ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So, think of trying to drag two people out, yourself, and then carrying a body
Dead
up there.
bodies.
And then they found, and absolutely no, marks or bruises or
Yep.
anything else on her. So,
That's exactly what the police said too, and I have video of that too. We can watch that next since we're kind of hitting on that. I'm not saying that that's what I said was fact as far as that goes, but it's just. I mean, if he's going to lie in court, they're going to get him for contempt, but he didn't speak English at all, or not very well. Because even in the documentary,
well, we got this all figured out, so they need to hire us.
I'm okay with
Case
that.
closed, boom.
I'm okay with that. So let's go in a couple videos here. I hope you guys are gonna be able to hear it. People, us number one, because Renee and I tested that and she had a little hard time hearing it earlier. But we'll just try it and see what happens. But there's a couple different things I want to play tonight. I have like about 7 or 8 videos. We may not have time. We may have time.
We have time.
Okay then. All right. So
There's always time.
this is the first one. This is
Facebook
the
ruined an hour. of
this
my
is the
time.
detectives talking about that actual thing as far as
Yeah.
just the whole open and closed case as far as them, what they saw, what happened, and things of like that nature. We'll just play it. So give me 1 second here. Hopefully the audio plays, because who knows at this point.
Carry a body up a steep ladder without damaging the body. It's not possible.
There would have been bruising, cutting, some type of trauma to her body that would have been discovered during the autopsy. None of that existed.
Could you guys hear that, Janice and Renee?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
it.
So that was just I couldn't get the actual footage from Netflix because when I try to copy it, it immediately makes it go black for the obvious reasons. So I just took still pictures of them guys. There was 2 detectives in there. They're both retired. They're homicide detectives. The first guy said the same thing, Janice. She made the point of saying that carrying a body up that rickety ladder would have been next to near impossible. And they said, yes, she was light, but if she's dead or rendered unconscious, you're going to have a hard time carrying that body up there. Plus, there's no markings on her whatsoever. Go ahead, Jason.
What if somebody became friends with her and said, "Hey, what's up there? Let's go check it out," and just kind of like coaxed her into going up there?
Sure.
It could have been easy to do that to somebody in that state.
Okay, but why isn't she on camera anyway?
Yeah,
They don't have footage.
and
of her.
I'll say
They don't have
too,
footage
with
of
after
anything.
Go ahead, Janice. Sorry.
after the parlor. Yeah, I was just gonna say after watching looking through her parlor and looking at those videos, it was like she had a fascination for water, and yeah, it just I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm just not buying it's somebody. I don't know. That's just me personally.
Yeah, because
But
There's a couple more videos.
But
I'll
I
play
was just
here.
going to say really,
Go ahead, sorry.
really quickly too, in the Ghost Adventures, one of the people that was watching the Ghost Adventures, she said that she'd also noticed that in one row, there was a row in one row of, the numbers that she pushed.
Mm-hmm.
It went 14, 10, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense because you were saying that one button.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm done with that. So sorry.
No. This is you're part of this. We want to get everybody's. We want to pick everybody's brain as much as we can. So, Renee, were you gonna say something else?
Well, my theory after watching the Netflix and Ghost Adventures and all that is I feel that, okay, she's a typical college student, she wanted to travel, she wanted to do experiment, but then again, I kind of looked at her Tumblr, but I couldn't get too much into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, she did meet some people, and maybe they told her, hey, we got something for you to try, or you want to go party, and that she possibly, maybe she was looking at some Adderall or something, or she thought she was going to get some Adderall, and they got her into like LSD or something like that.
Okay.
And
I'll address that. The autopsy report shows none of those medications. She was in any kind. It came back pretty much Scott clean. Yeah. Other than they saw the high, which she was already being prescribed. They saw like a high dosage at the time, but it was also worn off because the night of, they don't see anything in her toxicology report at all as far as any kind of drugs in her system, any kind of alcohol.
She was like on very little.
Basically, I took my medicine. It's wearing off. You can see like where the downward trend's happening.
Yeah.
Because they said a high amount that she had in her system probably could have killed somebody, but possibly. But she's already taken that medicine anyways, and I think they think that it's the manic bipolar episode. That's what
bottom line, no paranormal, nobody did it,
right?
And she did it herself.
Okay, let's watch a couple other videos. I got a couple videos. I have the pathologist speaking on. His name is Dr. Jason Tovar. He talks about basically what he thinks happened, and then I also have a video that talks about the lid, the debate with the whole lid, and a couple other things, and then I'll show a video of her too about her behavior, kind of a thing, which kind of it's they got some confirmation from the sister that kind of helps tie this whole thing up. So let's go with the the pathologist first, the guy that wrote the actual autopsy report. Now there's the whole debate about, well, you wrote this one thing, then you changed it to this. Why? The dates are the same. They're the exact same dates, but people think, no, that's like the 15 versus the 18. No, if you look at it again, it's the same thing. They just had some questions of that. Well, we think it's this now. You know what? All signs point to is a manic bipolar episode, accidental drowning. And I think everything kind of points to that. So let's watch what he has to say about that. It kind of helps lead into some, I feel like, some good things. So some kind of cut.
In most cases of individuals that have drowned, they're usually found floating face down with their arms drooped and their legs drooping. But when the body was found, it's reported that she is found floating face up. That's a unique finding. It could suggest foul play. But in looking at the tanks as water's being used, the water level in there would fluctuate. I think the flux of the water could have allowed her to turn and end up in the position she was found. Once she was in there, though, there was one way out, through the hatch on the top. If it's filled with water, you could pull yourself out. But if the water's being used and going down, it would make it more difficult to reach the top. I think she became trapped, and the only way to keep alive would be to tread the water and swim as much as she can. She was undressing while she was in there because she may have been trying to stay afloat and lighten the load a little bit. There was also the possibility of hypothermia. The water could reach a very low temperature. In that situation, individuals actually start to undress because of the physiologic changes that are happening inside the body. But she ultimately succumbed to drowning.
So what do you think about that?
Makes sense.
It's pretty logical. I've heard that multiple times about hypothermia. Your body's reacting. You don't know how, your your brain is doing whatever it's doing.
People do
So
that.
people start taking
yeah.
off their clothes and acting erratic.
It happens up on Mount Everest when
Yes.
people start to have hypothermia. They
Yes.
start taking off their clothes, thinking that they're, it's so
Suffocating
hot.
or whatever,
I can do this, and I'll be fine, and then they freeze.
And my thinking, I never thought about the whole, if I'm drowning and I'm struggling, I'm taking my clothes off to get that extra heavy weight off of me to try to float above. I mean, we don't know. We're not there. Nobody was there.
Right.
None of this is all hearsay, or this is scientific or whatever you want to call it. The cops and stuff like that. Yeah, it's what they came up with, and it fits what happened a little bit. I mean, she doesn't have any bruising. She doesn't have any kind of struggle marks. Nothing.
Right.
They did, the sexual rape kit on her. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing showed up anywhere. It's.
And the other thing too is they said, I believe she was 5'4",
Mm-hmm.
and I believe they said she was 120 pounds.
Something like that, yeah.
And also, if you look at those lids on the top of those tanks, they're hinged. I think a lot of people think you've got to lift them physically off. I mean, it's a hinged lid. It can, after you get it so high, it's going to flip the other direction. So it's not like, and I don't believe that she pulled it back on top of her. I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think.
I don't think there's any way she could have.
Yeah, not if you fall in or jump in like they said she did. Well, the thing was also, too, is at that time, even the management said there was no laws anywhere, and this was in 2013 we're talking. There's no laws anywhere that said you had to have those lids locked. I mean, common sense makes sense that you probably would. But after that, I think it's now required to actually have lids locked.
And they probably didn't even have the roof locked. From what they were saying, there was food and beer containers
smoke,
and
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
See, a few years ago when I heard about this case,
mm-hmm.
They made it sound like it was highly secured. There's no way. There's
Alarmed.
an alarm
Yes.
up there on the door, plus an alarm on the tank.
Certain people had keys to get to that. It's
and now
of course they were because they didn't want to be liable.
And their parents, her parents tried to sue them for wrongful death, or
right.
And unfortunately, there's no. How can you help somebody, especially in that hotel, that it's an everyday common thing they had going on. People constantly getting killed or
that
whatever.
Hotel should be held accountable for all that crap going on and allowing.
Sure.
So much crap going on in there.
They couldn't control it. It's in the bad
part
of town.
Down then.
Skid Row is, and it eventually
down.
did. Skid Row is not a good place. That's why I've never seen the actual hotel. I don't want to drive down there. I mean, I've seen I went there back in December 2 years ago, and also in July the same year. Just the areas I went to, there was tents everywhere. They call it Tent City because it's just so many.
It's their own community.
It's sad.
Own community
it's
there.
sad, yeah.
But they should have shut it down when you have Richard Ramirez running around naked and covered in blood, running back up to his room. Shut it down.
They thought it was okay, that's nothing unusual here. I mean, we got druggies, we got people. They wouldn't go. People said they wouldn't go to. I think it was the 9th floor and above because if you lived in that residence, you wouldn't go there because you might become a statistic. I mean, it was that
and
sketchy.
That's what I heard too. That because they have that stay on Main,
so
they had the long time, very low income people on a certain, to a certain floor, and then the rest of the people supposed to be on the lower floors.
Yeah.
So.
And they said it was kind of night and day. You go to that stay on Main, and it was because it was supposed to cater to a certain type.
Right.
It was a little nicer. I mean, as far as the room quality goes. And so they were trying to attract, like you said, certain people, a certain type of client.
More normal.
Like a business type maybe or something, Yeah. But, I mean, I've seen even the what do you call it, the daily rates as low as $14 a day. So people were...
But you still had to share the same
gosh.
elevator.
Yeah, as far as the Cecil Hotel. Go ahead, RJ.
You still have to share the elevator with the same people that are going to the battered, the
and
worst
people were not uneasy about it because there was a couple, and even Elisa Lam saw this place. She's like, "Wow, this place from the entryway to the where you check in, it looks grand." And that's how it was designed back in 1927 when it was built. Yeah. It was built with a certain type of people in mind to attract tourists, to business people to go down there and say, "This is an eloquent hotel."
And back then, that made sense.
Yeah.
You know, lower rate, but yet luxury.
Yeah.
It's awesome. 750 rooms.
Yeah.
My God. It's awesome. You can make money off this.
But yeah, and that's why Elisa Lam picked this place. She's like, this is LA. And there was a couple there from Europe.
Yeah.
Saw it, and they're like, wow, this looks pretty nice for the money to spend. Let's go there. And they got there, and they're like, got to the room, they're like, whoa, this looks older,
I was
run
watching
down.
that on the way
looks,
over here.
Yeah.
They were
Now the
talking
water got funky.
Yeah.
Well, they said when they walked
That's not
in.
funny, is it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, when they walked in, it was dusty.
Yeah.
They said as soon as you leave the lobby, you get to the elevators. It's like going back to into the mid 1980s.
Right. Take a step
You go
back.
up to your
Yeah, they
room.
said the carpet was sticky.
Yes.
Sticky. You had
Yeah.
to almost pull your foot away from the carpet. And
That's why you wear
dusty.
flip flops in a hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
But all they said was, "Hey, all we're gonna do is sleep and
Right.
and wash here, and then we're out."
Yeah.
So for the price, it's okay.
And the only reason they left was
Unlike
because
now.
of the situation with the water, which happened to be Elisa Lam in the tanks and all that stuff, and the water was turning brown, and everybody left the hotel. A lot of people transferred out for that obvious reason, but it had to drain that tank. But people were just disgusted. Like, I was brushing my teeth with it. I was taking showers in that. I mean, I can't even imagine. That'd be horrific. So that's terrible. I mean, it's unfortunate, but we do have a couple of videos we'll keep playing here. That was, like I said, last one was Dr. Jason Tovar, not the oncologist, the pathologist that did the X. Sorry. I can make my own I can admit defeat.
At least you didn't say gynecologist.
Well, then we would have been concerned.
It's coming sooner or later, so I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's go into, what I'm going to do, let me see which route I want to take first. Let's go with the lid debate, because people, when this case hit, nobody really knew about it at the time in 2013, but the cops were dumbfounded, like, where is this girl? We can't find her. They didn't know. They went they actually searched the roof. They didn't look at the water tanks. They searched the roof.
Did they really do a good job?
I mean, they went door to door, supposedly, or knocking on doors.
Rooftop, what I'm saying is,
What's
the
that?
rooftop,
They supposedly had dogs too, though.
they had dogs, but they lost her scent.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
Well,
have
like I
to
said,
sit
they
up
got
there.
called off because they had that shooting by
Right.
an ex-police officer.
Right,
Oh,
but
that's
they
right, yeah.
but they did search the rooftop.
Yeah.
They had dogs, lost her scent.
But would you think, oh, look at those big tanks up there. You think she got up there? I
Well,
mean, maybe.
if I had a
maybe
badge
now.
and my job was to
Yeah.
investigate
Yeah.
every inch,
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
me, though.
It's easy to say that after the fact. We all know the
But
story
I would
ending.
have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are those things?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known what they were, honestly. Water tanks?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
I never would have thought that. Water tanks
Yeah.
on top of a hotel? Okay. So go over there,
Yeah.
check it out. Could be.
And I mean, and who knows especially if they're up there, maybe the employer, they're like, oh, well, those are the water tanks, but the lids they're lidded.
Yeah.
They have lids on, they're shut. Or who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what went on the actual,
But
during the investigations.
I honestly think the LAPD was just super careless. And so they were like, kind of trying to cover their tracks too. And I honestly believe, because they said that dog went to the window at the 14th floor,
Right.
I believe it was, and then stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But right there, that should have been like, there's your sign. Let's check this out more. And I think there was just a lot of balls dropped, honestly.
Well,
No.
kind of going with that too. I've never heard, and maybe they did say it, I just missed it. They said they went to a window, but did they go to the window with the fire escape? Was it just a window?
Yes.
No, it was that
Yes.
window.
Okay,
with
that's the
fire
part I don't
escape.
remember clear.
Because that's where they lost her scent, I thought.
That's what
They
I
lost her
wondered.
scent there,
Yeah.
like it leads up to it.
Yeah,
But then up there on the rooftop,
yeah, nothing.
they got nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like anywhere. But my thought is, okay, her scent had to be somewhere up there.
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, they can track them in the woods, they can track them in
Yeah, I don't
everywhere.
know.
But why not on the metal and the concrete and all that up there?
Yeah.
And lead
That's
over there
because
to
they
that.
didn't really go up there. No, I don't know.
Get close, Janice. Figure it out. I honestly don't know.
They may not have ever really gone up there.
They said they did because they saw evidence of things, but they didn't see anything
Well,
of her
they showed
evidence.
video of them up there with dogs, but
Yeah.
that could have been afterwards.
Or it could have been days
That's
later.
true.
Yeah, it could have been a different day.
Yeah.
Who knows what. Yeah. So this next video we're going to play here talks about the whole lid, because The thing is, what I was starting to say, I got sidetracked myself. Once they released the video out to the public, and the LAPD released the actual footage, people back then saw this like, what is this? What's going on? This girl in this elevator, she's disappeared, but she's acting really erratic and whatnot. They started following the case and started doing their own investigating, and people were going there and whatnot, trying to figure out what happened, even during the whole times that she was gone for, like, was it 19 days or something, whatever it was?
About that,
yeah. They were trying to do their own investigation, trying to solve this case, like much like we probably would too, like, because it was different, it was unique, and I mean, like I said, when I saw the video, I thought maybe, oh man, this is paranormal, she's possessed in that moment, but not knowing the full story. So, but this video talks about this guy. His name is John. I kept calling him Jordan earlier. John Lordan, whatever his name is. I don't know how to say his name. He's a YouTuber who got a hold of the case, wanted to be, help solve it, and he had his thing, and this is Jason's thing too, which is, he wanted to know about the lid. This whole lid thing, everybody kept saying it was closed. It was closed. And then we'll see what happens here. So, 1 second here, let me get this queued up. And sorry, last time I just hit click and it like started blaring and playing. It scared me a little bit. So here we go. This is about the actual lid.
Something I personally still wanted to understand better was the status of the actual tank lid. The story from the police is the lid is closed. So then, how could Elisa have closed the lid on herself? The employee that found her, his name is Santiago Lopez. He reports to the court that he climbs up on top of the tank and the hatch is open. It's shocking new information. This completely changes the scope of possibilities for how she died.
In regards to Elisa's body being found, it was reported to us that a hotel employee climbed up the ladder. The hatch was open, but that's not what was recorded in the media.
My understanding is that lid was closed when our officers went up there.
This was a communication breakdown. Somebody said it was closed and meant to say it was open. It's an honest mistake.
So, I mean, we lost Renee. She disappeared too. Oh, there she is.
Was it an honest mistake?
I was looking in the lid.
I mean, cops are prideful people. They're not going to say, we messed up. We messed up.
Of course.
Whether one way or the other, they're going to be like, evidence speaks for itself, man. The maintenance worker says it was open. Our guy said it wasn't, because whoever told him said it wasn't, and they don't show the guy in there. They showed the video on the actual documentary, but this guy is like saying, yeah, we messed up, but it was an honest mistake. They don't want to admit defeat.
So how come every other documentary out there doesn't bring up the fact that the maintenance worker said, oh, no, it was open when I found her?
I mean,
but this documentary, for Netflix, we're going to say that. Oh, yeah,
because
it was open.
If you can read the actual documents out there, they're out there as far as the court cases and stuff. It says in there, and actually they highlight it in the actual video. It says,
it's once again media just spewing more.
I mean, do you trust everything the media says? I don't like watching the news at all.
Just like the hotel manager, they made her out on the Netflix to be like super creepy. But then when they interview her later on and you watch her in videos, she seems pretty normal.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked her. Actually,
I feel like the Netflix really did like a thing to like really, they had an agenda that they wanted to do.
Exactly.
But in the end, maintenance worker found it open, found her, case closed.
I didn't put him on there speaking because he speaks in Spanish and there's a translator going back and forth. And he says, when you found it, what'd you find? He goes, it was open. He goes, it was open? He's like, yeah, it was open. It's just plain as calm can be. I mean, and like I said, he testified in the court documents that, it was open. So somewhere from when he said, I found her, and who knows, like I said, that given day, you find a dead body floating in there. Who knows what she looked like? They said early
She was pale white.
Yeah. She was decomposing. There you go. Yeah. I mean, in water. I mean, I'm sure it was a horrific sight. I mean,
and smell and
yeah, you just panic.
You bloat in water.
Yeah,
I'm bloated now. I don't need water for that. I shouldn't make jokes about that. That's not nice.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like, also on the Elisa Lam group, and it's kind of going off the topic there, but back to her medications.
Right.
That this one girl was talking because she's had those kind of mental problems,
Right.
and she was being medicated. She was being prescribed medication, and she knows those medications well. And she said that, for one thing, the dexedrine with the fixer, those are 2 dangerous drugs. And actually, she was on 3.
Yeah.
So, and she said, this girl that was talking in this group says, because she's been there, she goes, she believes that she is being prescribed a very dangerous cocktail.
Yeah.
And it was a accident waiting to happen. So, and I think the accident happened. Honestly, I think it had a lot to do with her psychotic state. So,
right. Well,
So
and
basically,
I know a lot of people are trying to go back to. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was going to bring that up earlier about the lid situation. I mean, depending on what she was either taking the medicine at the time or wasn't taking the medicine at the time, and if she wasn't and she went into a manic episode, do we really know strength qualities? Do we know anything? I mean, without experience it, I mean, do we know how one would behave in that manner? I mean, without testing that theory and making somebody suffer through that, and it wouldn't be the same because everybody's individual is different. I mean, as far as what your level of, I hate to say the word psychosis, but it is. I mean, we don't know how one would perform. Maybe she had.
And I honestly can see that I've seen that firsthand. I've actually seen that firsthand because when I lived in San Diego, my parents owned residential care homes. And they were originally opened up for the aged. And then as years went by, we just started opening it up to any, just anyone with any kind of disorder. And so I've actually seen people in those kinds of states. And and a lot of times, all they need is just their medication switched, a short hospital stay, and they can get it fixed again. And yeah, there's just so many unanswered questions with her. It's just really sad, the whole thing.
You hit the nail on the head. It's sad. It's I mean, first glance, it's terrifying looking, but then at the end of the day, it is sad because I think it is pretty obvious what happened. I think she had a manic bipolar episode, not being on her medicines for days, and just had. I mean, unfortunately, that's what probably ended up, making her go up to the actual roof and killed her.
It's just the fact that there's video of her.
Yeah.
And it's the last video of her life, and that's how you see her
the movements,
acting.
Yeah.
You're seeing her moment happen like that.
What a great segue, Jason.
Yeah, and
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, and you were saying, the parents did try to sue the Hotel Cecil.
Yeah.
But I also know that, they live in Canada, and they also own their own restaurant.
Right,
and
right.
I think, I don't know how, because they were Japanese, I believe. Japanese.
I think so, or Korean or something like that. One of the two. I can't
remember.
Korean,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they, they think a lot differently than a lot of people do about, different things, depending on where you're from, and how they honor their dead. And, because I was just watching a show last night on, I think, 2020 or something, and the lady's daughter was murdered at 18, and then they had accused, put a guy in prison, and then the mother kept looking to find out, who else was in the murder, because he said he was there, but he didn't commit it, but they put him in prison because that was the only one they had. So she started going through the old tapes, and she realized that this guy wasn't even guilty, that they had locked up for the last 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So she helped get him out of prison. And then they use that lady who breaks down all the DNA stuff and help find who the real killer was, 32 years later.
Wow.
So, so I'm thinking, if they honestly felt like she was murdered, I can't imagine a family just letting it go.
Sure.
I just feel like, they had to have been satisfied with what they were told, or like I say, or it could be because of, different customs and
well, they probably just wanted to be over and done too.
Yeah, right.
A peace of mind.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they eventually said, "Well, yeah, you're."
But again,
it's like she's dead. No matter what, you can't bring her back. Kind of thing.
It's just all we're left with is that video, and that's still today. As many times as people watch it, it's shocking and it's sad, and You just want, you want to like just grab her and stop her.
You want a better end. You want the outcome to be totally different.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, she had this episode. It was very scary, but we found her and she's safe. But that's not what happened. Of course, we all know what happens.
What's your next video, sir?
This next video, the segue I was talking about is, it talks about her, just Elisa Lam herself, about the medication, kind of. It also talks about her behavior. So let's watch that, and it kind of, there's some more information into there that kind of, I think to me, sums it all up, basically. So I'm going to push that play right now, so here we go.
Elisa Lam's sister said that in the past she would become frightened, she would become delusional, she would run and hide, she'd hide under the bed. At this point in time, she made her way up to the roof, and it would make perfect sense that she saw the water tank as her place to hide. She climbed the ladder, opened the hatch, and jumped into the water tank.
So, I mean, that kind of gives some insight to maybe why her behavior was so, obviously, so erratic, but even her own sister said, well, when she had these episodes, she would panic or whatever, fear for her life and would go hide and under wherever she could.
Right.
Now, why she picked, well, you saw the behavior in the elevator. I mean,
Right.
You saw what she was doing. Her behavior wasn't normal, and then you
would
don't see her
never
anymore.
have thought to go up there to a water tank
it's-
on the
yeah,
rooftop.
why that one?
I never would have thought a hotel had a water tank.
Was the window open?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why she's climbing out. Oh, open window, I climb out.
Could have been.
And then who knows from that point?
Who's
I mean,
to say
this is all
somebody
just
didn't
hearsay.
go out there themselves to go up and drink and stuff, and they left it open? Who knows?
Maybe she sees it and she's thinking, maybe in her mind, and this is just me spitballing. She thinks in her mind that, oh my God, I'm whatever. I climb this ladder. Oh, it's a pool or whatever. Who knows? And she jumps in, and then
we
she
don't
can't get
even
out.
know if she was completely alone. Maybe she followed somebody up there.
Yeah, we don't know.
That that maybe somebody was coming back through, and she was just like, "Where'd you go? Where have you been?" Oh, I was up on the rooftop having a drink, or smoke.
And that's the thing is, police tried talking to people, and you got some people to talk. Most of those people were like, I don't want to talk to you, slam the door in your face, wouldn't answer the door, whatever.
Right.
I mean, they don't trust the police, especially those people that were there. It's not
I'm
the best
sure
part of
somebody
it.
saw her walking around doing stuff. Somebody may have even seen her going out the window.
Yeah.
And they definitely wouldn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm not saying this has anything to do with it, but it's coincidental. We all know that Richard Ramirez stayed there in 1985. Up to the point when he was doing his last killings, he was convicted of 12 of the 13 murders he did. He stayed at the Cecil Hotel in room 1402, which is not the same hotel, up to August 30th, 1985, when he was actually caught. Like we mentioned earlier, Jason said people would see him changing out of his bloody clothes and throwing them in the dumpster, walking up the staircase in
Still
bloody
covered in blood on
underwear,
his
covered
skin
full
and
of blood, and they thought, well, just another day at the Cecil.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes to prison, convicted, spends from 85 all the way up to 2013, and then dies. And then 2013 happens, Elisa Lam, same year, Elisa Lam goes there. Is it possible, and this is me just throwing it out there, is it possible that let me rewind a little bit. In 1991, Jack, I'm going to butcher his name because it's something for him. Unterweger, thank you, Renee, is obsessed with Richard Ramirez. He himself is a serial killer in Austria, his home country. 1974, convicted of crimes, got out in 1990, was fascinated with Richard Ramirez, the whole Cecil Hotel phenomenon and his crazy streak he had. Comes to America in 1991, works with the LAPD.
Posing as a journalist.
As a journalist saying, I'm fascinated with, how crime works and all this stuff, and whatever story he gave him, rode with them. The cops give him detail, like, well, this is a prostitute over here, let's talk to her. I'll show you, the ropes a little bit. He goes out many nights with them, and then they all of a sudden, murders start happening, and they're like, what the heck? And it's the same M.O., modus operandi, whatever it's called, Latin. Same M.O. where this guy, the knots are the same tied every time, everything. Anyways, long story short, he wanted to be notorious like, Richard Ramirez. Stayed in the same room, requested it, stayed in the same room, okay. So you got these two serial killers in 85, 91 staying in this room 1402. Richard Ramirez dies in 2013. This guy, Jack, gets sent back to Austria for crimes he committed, I think even after the fact. Because the crime stopped as soon as he got put in jail, and then he leaves country, and there's no crimes there. Comes back, crimes start picking up again, same knots happening in Austria. They actually arrested him in Miami, of all places, in 92, as he's trying to leave the country or wherever he's going. Nonetheless, is it possible that the whole evilness of the Cecil Hotel, could it have been something that affected Elisa Lam? I mean, is it possible that the evil of these two men, these two serial killers, rubbed off on her somehow?
Like the hotel talking
14
to her.
floors where she was at,
Like
possible?
the hotel talking to her. And
Just the building itself holding energy together. I'm just throwing that out. I don't think that's what it is. I think, like I told you, she had a bipolar episode. End up drowning.
Something nudger.
But I mean, what do you guys think
episode?
about that theory? Is it possible that the place itself is so evil because of all the
Right.
deaths that happened there?
I honestly feel that a building can hold that. And in somebody that's in that kind of a psychological state, they're just so open.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
It's just coincidental that Richard Ramirez dies in 2013 in prison, and then his spirit. I mean, where does his spirit go? Who knows? Does it go back to the Cecil? Does it go back to L.A.? Go back to El Paso, where his family is from? Does it go wherever? I mean, who knows? Maybe. I mean,
He stuck around and talked with Zach.
Right. I'm sure he got possessed by it immediately when he was there anyways. And we're getting close to the end of the show, which we can go a little longer since we kind of had some problems, if you guys are okay, or we can wrap it up pretty close here. But I do have a couple videos from the actual Ghost Adventures episode that I find intriguing, and there's a reason behind I want to play these.
Okay.
We can go into that here. So
we can do that and then wrap it up.
Yeah,
after that.
definitely. So if you don't want to know about the Ghost Adventures episode, avert your eyes. I'm just kidding. No. This is actually, they went into Elisa Lam's room, of course. Well, one of the rooms, 514, which that's the first room she was in.
First room.
Depending on what story you believe. I pretty much heard that 412 is where she ended up staying by herself. They've actually seen it.
Well, the hotel itself would know where they put her.
This is them in the room. They're using, it's called a, Renee wants one of these, which I found one, Renee, by the way. An APF processor. Well, kind of. APF processor, and it's giving some voices and whatnot. They're asking some questions about Elisa Lam, so we'll just watch this video and see what you guys think.
Can you give us the name of the lady who's in this room? Yeah. Yeah. Can you give us the name of the lady who's in this room? Yeah. Well, Lisa, was that you that said yeah? Who are we talking to? What? Lisa, who are we talking to? What? Lisa? Oh, did it? Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's one video. In her room. Now, is it really truly happening in the moment? Who knows? It's TV. But I find it interesting that you hear this female saying, yeah, you know, whatever. That's not the interesting part. The name was what really interested me. They're using that APF processor. That all it is basically a modified device that it's like a spirit box, and it's by Jeremy Jones Paranormal, which you can't get anymore. No, wait, that's not the APF processor. That's a different one.
That was by
That's the
Golga.
Poltercom that they're using, I think, or whatever it is called. But this one right here is from Jeremy Jones Paranormal that they don't make anymore. You can't even order them, which is disappointing, 'cause I want one. I think they're pretty cool looking. They sound cool. But you're asking who's in the room, whatever, and you get Elisa Lam. Now, the voice, Renee pointed out to me, she thought it was Richard Ramirez, which I immediately said, no, I don't think it is Renee, because his voice was pretty obvious. He sounded American, kind of. I think, this is my opinion, and I told Renee about it. She's like, okay, I can see where you're going with this. I think it's Jack. Name?
Renee.
Thank you. And I'll tell you why. I have a video of him. It's short-lived. I mean, unfortunately, he's speaking it's Austrian or Hungarian, whatever it is their language is. But you hear the same foreign accent. He's like, Elisa Lam, whatever. You hear him, he talks.
Right, right.
So let me play that real quick. It's a quick, like 5 second, not even 5 second clip where he's speaking and you hear his voice. Maybe. Where'd he go? Oh my god. I can't find the video all of a sudden. What the heck? Give me 1 second here, I'll find it. But I think it's him speaking, like, but why was he speaking about it? I mean, who knows?
Well,
go ahead, sorry.
I mean, he wants notoriety.
And he got it.
She's probably the most famous case of the Cecil Hotel right now.
Right.
Not Ramirez, not him. Not that guy. So.
Well, is it down here, maybe? Where the heck did it go? Oh, that's Renee and I testing. That's funny.
I don't know.
I don't see it now. What in the heck? It was here.
Can you play that video again of Zach?
Yeah, I can play that.
So we can hear that voice again.
Yeah, give me a second here, Jay.
I want to.
Oh, maybe it's in here.
I want to hear that accent.
Oh, there it is. Okay, let me play this real quick, and then I'll
Okay.
play. This is Jack's talking real fast, but in his native language. It's like literally a second clip because that's the most I could get. I tried researching, I couldn't find him anywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna loop it a couple times here so we can hear his voice, and then we'll go back to Zach's video.
Okay.
Okay, so you hear his voice.
So that's him, huh?
That's him.
That's the guy.
That's him. He did some kind of talk show, which the dude was probably just whacked out of his mind. But let's go back to the Ghost Adventures video real quick.
Okay.
And I'll notice the two voices, especially when he goes Elisa Lam. But one thing also, too, there's a voice afterwards, a female. They say unexplained.
Voice.
She says something in a weird language, but then I'll hear Elisa Lam at the very end of her sentence, too.
Gotcha.
That's what I hear. I could be wrong. So let's play this real quick here. This is the Ghost Adventure video one more time.
Can you give us the name of the lady who's in this room? Yeah. Yeah. Can you give us the name of the lady who's in this room? Yeah. Elisa, was that you that said yeah? Who are we talking to? Who are we talking to?
What do you guys think after seeing that?
It does sound like the female voice does say that.
I'm not saying it's him, but...
No, but the female voice afterwards, the unknown voice, it does say Lamb at the end.
Lisa Lam.
Now, that voice has the male voice has a very distinct characteristic of an accent like the Psycho.
And I wanted to try to find him speaking English somewhere. I couldn't find anything.
Right.
But I found at least a video of him speaking, and it's real short. Like I said, too short that it's hard to compare. I could, in my mind, say, oh yeah, it's him, 100%. I'd have no proof. It just coincidental that it had a weird accent to it.
Right.
And to me, now, like I said, once again, if it's him, if it's actual evidence, I hope it is.
Wow.
But it's entertainment. It's Zach. You never know what you're going to get.
I know.
So one last video, speaking of Jack, on the Ghost Adventures episode, he goes up to where Jack was staying. Once again, 1402, I believe, is where he did this evidence. Anyways, this is the room that Jack for sure stayed in. From what I read and heard, and even the documentaries and stuff, supposedly he stayed in the same room as Richard Ramirez because he was so infatuated with him. That's what I had heard, but I could be wrong. So, this is what happens in Jack's room. It's nothing. I mean, it's cool for what it is. If it's true. So, this is Ghost Adventures at the Cecil Hotel, and Jack, Renee Unterweger.
Unterweger.
We'll go with that. His room. Here we go. This is the video from that episode.
Tell me your name. is that? What is that? Oh my God! 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 Is that the water on? The water is running. The water's turned on. Oh my God! Look at this!
I am absolutely stunned, terrified, and excited that I capture the faucet turn on in this sink just seconds after I captured a spirit saying hello, followed by a noise in that corner where you can see that the water was off.
Turn the light off. I have to. I have to turn the light off. Oh my God, look at this. This is amazing. Oh my God. Look at this toilet right now. The water is on. The water turned on.
So, yeah, it was cool. I mean, yeah, his reaction is over dramatized. Maybe it was genuine. I don't know.
Years, is he still surprised like that?
I mean, he's probably so full of himself as far as, I gotta perform on stage all the time that I have to overreact every time. Oh my God. I mean, hey, it makes for good TV. I can't knock him for. I mean, he's been doing it for so long.
Emmy for it, so.
Yeah, this is true. So, and he's still doing it. I mean, he's only one of the pair of shows that's lasted this long. So, kudos to him, man. If it's real, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it looks like he lost weight.
Yeah,
Zach, I haven't seen him for a while.
I think he's getting older. You can start to see there. It's starting to wear on him a little bit. And who knows? Maybe it's the Paranormal. That's.
Hey, what's that?
I mean, it was like I said. If you get the chance, once again, Discovery Plus. You hear my pitch here. $6.99 for no ads.
I'm gonna watch it.
You can watch the episode. It's actually a good episode, man. It's 2 hours.
It is.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it just helps tie up this whole Cecil Hotel phenomenon. And, like Janice mentioned earlier, there's a bunch of videos out there. And Renee sent me a couple of things, too, about her behavior and whatnot, some videos. But there's some good videos out there as far as people, ever since this, well, all along, are going to, the hotel. You can't just go in there. You have to get special permission. Well, there's a security guard there. You can probably persuade your way into it. And there's some cool videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that the thing that always baffles me is everybody wants to go ghost hunt. But they're always so afraid to, I can't, and then whatever.
It's the thrill.
The lights are on. It's like, dude,
I know.
give me the opportunity to go out there, and I know I'm not going to get killed by going into Skid Row. I'll be there. I'll stay the night there.
Right.
I would love to go there. You don't understand. That's such a
Spend
unique
the night there
opportunity.
on the sticky floors and all that.
Hey, it's part of the it's part of the cause, man.
Well, and I'll tell you, if you just type in YouTube anymore, the Cecil, you'll see people going in and somehow getting in there. Someone's letting them in the building every night.
I think it's a security guard.
And they
yeah,
and they come out with their stories, or they run it for their YouTube channels or whatever.
Right.
So there's still a lot going on in there, actually.
Yeah, there's a guy.
There's supposed to be some people living there, so.
Yeah, there's like 3 residents that are supposedly still there.
There's actually a guy who's a YouTuber, TikToker that stays across the street from there.
And
he sets
the
up.
redhead.
That's him. He set up a live feed one night. I'm going to bed, but this is what I've seen over there. I've seen fires started. I've seen people. Well, what was funny was he saw a woman out the window. He's like, "Don't jump!" And it was for the Ghost Adventures episode with their reenactment of the jumping. And they found out that's what it was. So the kid's on it, but hey, I'm like, why are you staying across the street? That area is freaky.
Yeah.
Number one, it's scary. As far as
He's pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
if you watch his movies.
Yeah,
he's entertaining.
He is. So I can't remember his name off the top, or I give him proper plugs. But yeah, he's actually. It's cool that he gets to sit there and see everything day in and day out. Yeah. This is what happens to Cecil. I'm documenting as much as I can. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, before we end this, when you guys are getting ready, I just would like to read a little thing that Elisa Lam had actually posted on her Parlor.
Yes, go ahead.
Awesome.
So so this one is depression sucks. Period. If someone says to you they have depression, don't ask why. There is no why. Don't say stop being sad. That is not helpful. Just be around and make sure they eat and go outside. Remind them every day it will get better. Tell them every day you love them. And losing them would be unbearable. There is nothing else you can do. Elisa Lam.
I read that too. Yeah.
Her mindset a lot. So I think it was.
Yeah, she was
But
going.
there's a lot of those writings on that parlor if you get into her parlor. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's still out there. It's never been shut off. All that stuff's out there for to read. Her
Right.
Tumblr account's out there. I think her Facebook page has been deactivated, but yeah, she obviously had up and downs. I mean, she obviously didn't. She was trying to break free from her parents' stronghold. We talked about earlier. Their background.
And you're correct. It's Tumblr, not Parlor.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, no, you're fine. I didn't know if you were seeing something else
Okay.
too, because she had multiple social media accounts. It's sad to see. You can see where she led up to that point. Even actually at the place, she was still, still posting things. But
Right.
yeah, it's just
up until the day before they found her, or I mean, the day before she was missing.
Right. It's just unfortunate. I mean, the situation. I think we've all come to the same conclusion. It wasn't paranormal. It wasn't possession.
Yeah.
It was just natural things that happened. Unfortunately, because of due to the episodes.
The video just shocked the world.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
It still does. I watch it. I'm just like, what went on? What
Yeah,
you know,
you
what's
watch
going on in
it
her
and you're
mind?
like, don't go out there.
I know.
Stay in the elevator.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, because that's the last known footage of her
ever. Yeah.
And it's forever
Right.
embedded in her mind as this poor person's lost soul kind of a thing that nobody could help her or nobody helped her, and we all want to help her. Unfortunately, we're just a little too late, But so, and like Janice just read, if you are suffering from depression, I'm not trying to make this an infomercial or anything, but if you are suffering from depression, please, reach out. There's help for you. I know it's not always easy to do, or maybe you already are and people don't see the signs, but please, somebody out there will listen to your story, or somebody will want be there to help you. We don't want to have to investigate you as paranormal investigators for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Let's make it natural cause, unfortunately, not because nobody heard your cry for help. So, but man, we finally got the show rolling. Apparently, we would have been okay the whole time.
I know.
What the heck, man?
Getting back to that depression thing really quick.
Sure, please.
They say if you text help 4357, there's somebody there always to talk to. So
thank you, Janice.
And we'll text you because a lot of people don't want to talk on the phone.
Sure.
But they feel comfortable texting. So yeah, it's just help 4357.
Thank you for saying that. I was trying to think of I wish I'd been better prepared, some kind of helpline. I'm glad you had that at least. I had nothing.
Yeah.
But I just want to get the message out. You're not alone. I mean, it's a very real thing, and help is as close as you think it is. So please reach out. So. But thank you very much, Janice, for joining this evening. I had a blast. I mean, I'm glad you finally got to do this. It's good to be back, number one, because like I said, this is our first episode in over a month, and we'll do more of these. We do have a couple more guests coming up in the next couple weeks. We have next weekend, which has happened to be, I don't know the date, 21st of March. We'll have the She Squatchers, who, the all-girl paranormal, the all-girl Bigfooting Sasquatch hunting team, who we met at KC Paracon a couple years back. And quick note, we'll be on their show this coming Wednesday, March 17th. It's called The Journey. It's on YouTube. We'll be live on their episode again. We were there a couple weeks ago on their episode. Jason and I will be on there talking about our Bigfooting side of our group, how we hunt, how we found things, how we have some experiences. So we'll do that Wednesday, St. Patty's Day of all days.
Yeah.
We'll have some green beers, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sweet.
But the show is at 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. It's The Journey, and we'll post links to that. And then they're going to return the favor and come on our episode that Sunday from 7 to 9. And then the following week, just got confirmation today, we'll have our good friend who we also met at KC Paracon. Thanks to Renee reaching out to him. We got Johnny Hauser, who is a part of the Villisca Axe Murder House, and also has some other things going on in his career.
G-Crew.
So he's a part of G Crew with Chad Lindbergh, Nick Groff, and our buddy Josh Hurd. So he'll be on the show. We'll talk some stories with him, and we'll definitely have Janice back. I mean, this is the second time being on the show. We love having the conversations with her. She's a very, very open-minded person, but also has years and years of knowledge as far as investigation. As paranormal investigations and stuff like that. And I mean, I think she's becoming a quick friend of the show, and we'll love to have you back on. We still need to get you on with Gail also, too. Gail Fontenot.
Yeah.
Out of Louisiana. So we'll get you on there, too.
I love Gail.
Oh, she's amazing. So we've had her on a couple of times, so we'll get you both on there. Together, separate, however you want to do it.
Run around we ran around in the dark together.
That's what she told us.
That's cool.
Yeah, she told us that story, and I would love to hear you guys recant that together, so that'd be fun. So we'll get you guys back on soon enough. So, but
I'm thinking she's like close to 6 foot, and I'm 4'11", so it was kind of.
Oh, that's funny.
I won't say anything, Jason. Calm down. Jason's not the tallest person,
I'm in
but
between.
we have a couple guys on our team that are over 6'6", 6'4", and I made the comment about how it's like father-son day on camera because they're always walking together side by side. Hey, I'm not the tallest person yet, Jason. I'm barely 5'9", so.
Barely.
Well, the little ones are mightier, you know.
I agree with that.
The fiercest.
The bad things for the big guys.
They gotta stay spunky, that's for sure, because gotta hold their own. I agree.
I have an anger issue.
I haven't noticed.
We'll put you in the gym.
Yeah. No, but once again, thank you to our guest tonight, Janice. I'm gonna butcher your name. Is it Leah?
Yeah, I was gonna say a big thank you to Renee to keep you straight on that name.
God, I know.
I try.
In actuality, I knew the name the whole time. I would just see if she was awake over there. No, I'm just kidding. No, no. I practice these names prior to, and then I get to the show, and I'm like, blah, whatever comes out, comes out. I do know investigations too. I'm like, I remember your name, but I don't remember your name. What's your name? People, whoever's there. So I did it Friday night, matter of fact. So I'm not getting.
What's your face?
I'm not getting old or senile. It's just I'm so focused on certain things. I'm like, okay, names. Oh, what was her name again? I totally forgot. So it is what it is, people. We're all human. Just like the LAPD. So, anyways, no, but we're gonna wrap up this evening. Thanks again for joining us. We apologize for what we thought was technical difficulties. Apparently, it was just Facebook welcoming us back, the right way. Apparently, but we were good on YouTube, good on Twitch. So, and these feeds will be back. They'll be available once the show's over. So go back and watch the episode if you really want to. See what you think about the Elisa Lam case, the Hotel Cecil. We didn't really get a chance to talk about all the other deaths that happened there. I mean, there was suicides, there was murder that happened, some famous ones, whatnot. But maybe another time. We'll get there. So.
Well, I'm glad you got over that virus, and I'm glad you're healthy. I'm glad you're all healthy.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Hopefully we stay healthy, and I hope you stay healthy. I mean.
Yes.
I stay in the house.
Hey, I tried to, but my job said get to work, so.
Yeah,
right. I had to go.
Same
And I didn't even catch it there. I caught it from my son through his basketball team, unfortunately. I think some parents had it, passed it to their sons, and the next thing I know, it was like, spread like wildfire. But hey, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Yeah, I mean, I'll attest to that. Hopefully, that's the last of it for me and for everybody surrounding me. So we'll just go with that. But it's part of our life, unfortunately, in 2020 and in 2021. So life goes on. Let's go, people. Let's go ghost hunt. Let's go have some fun. So
let's do it.
So, like I said,
and go watch Netflix. Go watch the Netflix.
Not chill.
Story.
Not chill. Just watch.
No chilling. Just watch
some paranormal shows.
Story.
And once again, Discovery Plus. Hint, hint. Watch that. And there's some cool stuff out there. All the paranormal shows you want, and some home and gardening stuff, and some Food Network stuff.
I'm signing up as soon as we get off here, in fact.
Awesome.
It is worth it, let me tell you. It's probably the best thing that's come out so far. So enjoy. Let me know what you find out with some shows you watch, and we can come back and talk about it on the Cryptocard podcast. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you to our guest, once again, Janice from Neosho County Paranormal Investigators. Thanks, Renee, for joining in from all the way from Dodge City. And then Jason in studio. And to the viewers at home, thank you guys. We'll be back again this coming Sunday with an all-new episode of Cryptocard Land Podcast.
All right.
Thank you guys.
I'm waving, too. You just can't see
Night, everyone.
I'll shake your picture on camera so they know you're waving. So, good night, y'all. Thank you, guys.
Good night.